What's happening, everybody? Real Squad coming at you with episode 1, Book of Boba Fett review. It's time. We here now. It's the end of the month. It's almost the new year, and they brought us Book of Boba. Now, let me take this off so I can get to this review. One of these days, I'll finish the review with the whole thing on. I doubt it. But yeah, man, let's just dive right into it. The Book of Boba Fett finally here. It starts off with my man in the BAFTA tank. I think it's the BAFTA tank, and I love this because when he's inside the tank healing, it's showing flashbacks of the prequel series. And one particular scene that I gravitated towards the most was him picking up his father's helmet after he was defeated by Mace Windu. Had to behead that boy. But I'm wondering if that's going to come into play later on in the series. Like, does he still have a small grudge against the Jedis? And will he mention Mace or something like that? So that's interesting. They also show something that fans of Boba Fett have been wanting to see on the big screen or screen period for a long time. And that's how Boba Fett got out of the Sarlacc pit. Because as we all know, at the end of Return of the Jedi, Han Solo, Boba Fett, where? He knocked him into the Sarlacc pit on accident, not really trying to. And it was kind of an underwhelming ending for our boy. And for the fans, we knew it wasn't the end, but we never got to see it on the screen. It picks up in the comic book. And the way they did it here, it's not exactly the same as the Legends comics, but Boba Fett escapes himself out of the Sarlacc pit. He still has his armor on. He sees like a stormtrooper inside the belly being digested, crawls over there, takes off his oxygen tube, sticks it in his helmet so he gets a little bit more oxygen, fires his flamethrower, and manages to crawl out of a small hole. And he's like dripping in the slime and the acid and the sand and stuff like that. And as soon as he gets out, he kind of like passes out because I'm pretty sure it's tough getting out of there. And that's when you have your Jawas come and strip all his armor and his helmet and all his gear off or whatever. And that's how Cobb Vanth ends up having it in Mandalorian season 2. He bought it off the Jawas. But I thought that was interesting, man. This is the type of nostalgia I like to play with, you know what I'm saying? As far as like not throwing it in your face, like you remember this, but it's you remember this, but this is what happened afterwards. Like, cause you never got to see it. You've heard, you had ideas, but this is actually what happened. And they're using creatures and aliens that we remember. So I love that. And like they hit it home with that. But so this episode is interesting because like at the end of season 2 of Mandalorian, Boba returns to Jabba's palace and Bib Fortuna is in charge, and he immediately kills him and takes over. So we already know Boba Fett took over Jabba's palace at the end of Mandalorian season 2. So I think what they're doing here, they're going to be jumping back and forth, showing us how he got from out the Sarlacc pit to where he is now. And then just pick up from there because we already know what happens once he meets Din Djarin in Mandalorian season 2. Another thing that they showed in the flashback was him being rescued / a prisoner of the Tuscan Raiders, the Sand People. And the more Star Wars that comes out, you know what I'm saying, they are getting deeper into this like Tuscan Raider lore, and like these people are coming like cool, you know what I'm saying. I like these Tuscan Raiders. The outfits is getting better. You're getting to see how they communicate and live in the sand, and you get to see like their younglings and stuff like that. So I thought that whole aspect was interesting. So I'm like I said, it's nostalgic and I'm glued to my seat, but it's also giving us information that we didn't get to have in our face on the screen. And so it shows how he ends up befriending them and joining them. Not too much, but he does, and I really appreciate that. But in the present day, he has to accept these tributes from the new people that he's over now. Now he's the big boss. He needs people to bring him tribute or whatever. And Fennec Shand wakes him up out of the tank so he can start accepting these gifts. And one particular person comes in, it's a Twi'lek, and he works for the mayor, and he is expecting Boba Fett to give him tribute. And so that was the next interesting thing. Who is this mayor? Who could it possibly be? And they are wanting money from Boba Fett, who is taking over Jabba's palace. So that's a big deal if you take over Jabba's palace. But you got this mayor who's like, no, I don't even care. I want money from you. Pay me. So I'm interested to see if it's gonna be somebody we know or a new character. I'm on the side of it being somebody that we know. My theory is it's another bounty hunter, but I'm not gonna say who. I don't want to get, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to get my hopes up. I might put a picture up. We'll see. I don't know. But yeah, so the mayor's minion comes and Boba Fett is like, nah, basically it's bad. Like you tripping. Like and Fennec Shan is like, we should kill you for this. And Boba Fett is like, we'll let him leave. You know what I'm saying? It's whatever. And the mayor's henchman guy Twellick says like, well, you'll be hearing from him again. I'm sure of it. So there's a particular scene where they go into town to this cantina to pick up, I guess, more tribute. It's a Twilight girl who runs it. She looks really good. The designs of the aliens and the cantina look really, really amazing. They doing their thing. But she ends up paying him, letting him know like, well, this is all yours now, and thank you for coming through or whatever. And as they leave, Boba and Fennec Shan are surrounded by like these assassins with these shields and like electric staffs and stuff like that. And the fight was okay. It was cool. I liked it. It was cool. I expected it to be a little bit more brutal, but it did get brutal at the end. Boba Fett ends up blowing one of the dudes up with a missile, just completely obliterating them. And Fennec Shan ends up chasing down the other two that try to escape. And Boba Fett yells out, alive, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't kill all of them, you know what I'm saying? We need to interrogate these fools. And so, and at that point, the chase scene with Fennec Shan and these two assassins was fire. She served these boys. I loved every piece of that. And Boba has to get dragged back by his henchmen, the green pig dudes. I forgot their names. And when he gets back in the tank, when he's getting dragged back to the tank, I'm wondering like, damn, like how much has changed, like as far as his strength, you know what I'm saying? Because that was just one quick fight, and he had to get back to that tank quick. So that was interesting. And but yeah, they throw him back in the tank, and you see the ending flashback of how he became friends with the Tuscan Raiders, and he ends up rescuing one of the young ones from this like giant Goro sand creature. I'm talking about Goro from Mortal Kombat, looking like with multiple arms, super tall. I loved the creature in the fight with the creature with Boba Fett. I just didn't like the creature's face. I don't know. It just threw me off a little bit. I don't know. Everything else looked amazing though. Like I said, the CGI, whatever they're using, the technology is all on point. It's just that face. Ugh. It wasn't even like, it was just like, should we get a different face? But other than that, that's just a small nitpick. The show is super interesting. Like, I like how it is with Star Wars. Yeah, we got our Empire and our Jedi, but it was always interesting to see the background of what is going on with the Empire and like the underbelly of, you know what I'm saying, what the bounty hunters are going through and just the other civilizations in the Star Wars universe. And now we kind of get to see that again with Book of Boba Fett. And hey, man, Dave and Jon Favreau, y'all holding it down. And this episode was did by Robert Rodriguez, so they about to be bringing the heat, and I can already tell. It's only 6 episodes, so I mean, hopefully they get longer. This one was probably about 36 minutes, so we'll see, man. I'm excited. Real Squad is excited, man. You know, we all Star Wars heads here. Got my Boba Fett shirt on with the Boba. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so we'll be back next week with episode 2. Comment below on how you guys felt about the episode. Where would you rank it? For me, I'll give it about. It's about an 8. It's about an 8. Yep, it's about an 8. It could have been a 9 if it was longer. Shoot, possibly even 10, but yeah, we'll keep it about at an 8 right now. Maybe even 8.5. But give me you guys rankings below, what you guys want to see or expect from the show. And yeah, we'll be seeing you guys soon. I will be dropping a top 10 movies of 2021 pretty soon before the end of this week. So yeah, we got a lot of heat coming for y'all for the end of the year. coming to the beginning of the new year. So hope y'all ready, man. 2022, here we come. Real Squad out.